and welcome to Vital Career Guide. Today we have Mr.
Thank you.
Prahlad Joshi with us. Namaste, sir. So,
Namaste.
Mr. Prahlad Joshi is from a technical background and now he's a consultant, a mentor, and a writer. Let's hear from him his story and how he began his journey. So, sir, before we get into your entire career journey, what has been your educational background?
I'm really dread of this question, and I hope it does not put off your participants because of I am a school dropout.
Okay,
Yes,
so your you know uh, work has been in the field of CAD to start with.
yes.
How did that happen, and why did you decide to leave formal studies?
Well, it was to be very frank, it was a fear of failure and my short attention span that I was really struggling to read books. And even
Okay,
not now, not anymore, but until very recently, usually it took me 3 attempts to complete one sentence while reading. So
okay.
if you can believe that,
Hmm.
therefore, to look at the books was very intimidating experience for me. And I
Absolutely.
failed in my higher secondary exam, and I gave up education. Sorry, I should say I
Okay,
gave up formal studies. I didn't give up education.
education. Absolutely agree, sir. That's why I said, why did you leave formal studies?
Yes.
So, sir, how did you manage to train in CAD then?
Okay. I was very good at engineering drawings, and I was also very good at physics. So, in
Okay,
spite of being a school dropout, I was able to teach physics of my friends who were doing BSc in physics. So that well, first year and second year, not after that. And even in physics, the subjects like electrical engineering, the science of electricity is very difficult for me even now to understand. But
okay,
everything related to motion and dynamics and astronomy, I was very good
hmm,
at. But anyway,
okay,
I was also very good at engineering drawings and geometry.
hmm,
So I saw somebody working on CAD, and I saw that they are doing everything geometric. So I expressed my interest to learn that. And
okay,
fortunately, I had a friend who was doing his PhD in CAD. I'm talking
hmm,
about in around 90, between 90 and 95. So he
okay.
taught me CAD very quickly. And fortunately, I started getting good business to make engineering drawings for several construction companies. And that's how
Okay.
my career kick started in CAD.
Oh, wow. So what was the first job like?
Well, that was not a job, it was a contract. I used to go to
Mhm,
the companies, and they used to give me hand sketched drawings.
mhm.
And I used to make those drawings using CAD, and then used to print
Okay.
out and then used to give them back.
Okay. So after that, what has been the career journey like, sir?
Well, I had well, the journey was very interesting. I have been very fortunate. I call myself lucky as well because of
Mhm.
one Canadian company working in Gujarat, working for the government of Gujarat to make highways in Gujarat.
Mhm.
They liked my work so much that they invited to join their company, their UK branch. They said, Prahlad,
Okay.
we need somebody like you in London, so why don't you come and join? So,
Mhm.
well, I went there, and but as soon as I get there, then there are stories. But from there, I changed my job from that company because of they wound up their operations in London. I joined
Okay.
the local authority in London. Fortunately, UK is a country where they don't ask your qualifications much unless it is absolutely
Okay.
required. And
Mhm.
looking at my work, nobody even bothered to ask me that how much are you educated. and
Right.
that was the beginning of my love with highways engineering. Not highways, I would say traffic engineering. Traffic engineering
Okay.
and management. It's a science in itself, and I still call it my first love.
So after that, where did you move, sir?
Well, I worked in four different local authorities in London, and
Okay.
they were Kingston, the Royal Borough of Kingston upon Thames, then the London Borough of Harrow, then the London Borough of Brent. After that, I went to the private sector, the second largest engineering consultancy of United Kingdom, that was WSP Group. And
Mm-hmm.
because of my love for CAD, I was always among the best CAD users in the organization. So I was
Okay.
also, yes, I was always a member of the CAD driving committee of the companies,
Oh, wow.
and like who work on deciding the CAD standards and how to use, how to improvise. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that, again, I would say being an innovative person, I had so many ideas to create new technology using
Mm-hmm.
CAD, GIS, and also computer engineering. And that way, I ended up spending my own, investing my own big, hefty amount, I would say. So much that
Okay.
if failed, I would lose my house in London. It was that
Oh,
so much daring I did.
okay.
Unfortunately, that happened. Not
Okay.
not because of the something wrong was with the technology, but the team that I had hired in Gujarat, in India, they
Mm-hmm.
did not understand the value of that innovation that they were working on. And
Oh,
so when I ran out of money to pay them monthly, I had already paid them for 6 months, a small team of the university toppers in one of the leading university of Gujarat. And
okay.
they said that, sorry sir, we don't want to work unless you pay us in full. I said
Mm-hmm.
that, guys, I have already paid you for 6 months. Just complete this one module. We will have a demonstratable product, just one module. And
Hmm.
I had the four local authorities had already told me that, Prahlad, you show us one running module of the technology that you are working on. You are proposing to us, and
Hmm.
we will pay you whatever the price you put for that software. But unfortunately,
Right.
that didn't work out, and that was just the beginning of my hardships, because of after that the recession hit really hard, and I
Right.
lost my contracts. I was given budget by the UK government highways authority to do several projects, but I had to
Okay.
give all that budget back to the UK local authority. I had already lost a big amount in the technology development that I was doing, and
Right.
that didn't work out. So that was the beginning of my hardships. So for 2 years, I ended up blaming others, that because of my friends didn't advise me, they didn't teach me how to make financial management, how to manage my finances. And at last, believe or not, I blamed my parents. Not only that, I blamed God, that
Right.
I was born in a wrong family. It was that bad. When
Mm-hmm.
your mind wants to blame somebody, mind always finds somebody to blame. But
Right.
one night, somebody slapped me tightly, on my cheek, and I woke up. Probably that was my subconscious mind, and it says, Prahlad, why don't you blame yourself just once? For 2 years, you have been blaming others for your failures in your life. By that time, I
Hmm.
had lost so many things from my life. My marriage was deteriorated because of the financial hardships, etc.
Right.
And then that slap was very tight. And then I started looking for where did I go wrong.
Okay.
And a person, once innovative, always looks for original ideas. So rather than
Right.
relying on the checklist of the faults, I started
Mm-hmm.
introspecting to look where the real faults were. And that
Right.
allowed to delve very deep into the human psyche, human mind, human operating system, I call it. Not very many use this word, but I, because of from computer background that I'm coming,
Right.
I call it human operating system because of no software can bypass the operating system. Software has
Absolutely.
to play within the operating system. Whatever the operating system allows, you can play within that. Therefore,
Right.
if the faults are in the operating system, no, you cannot go beyond that. So I realized where the operating system of human is written, and I directly looked at the operating system, and then the revelations that I got, so many about myself and about the humankind in general, then I
Mm-hmm.
realized that, oh my God, this must be shared with others because of it's not me alone who is suffering from all this nonsense,
Right.
because of so many misconceptions and it's not people's fault because there is so much marketing, there's so much propaganda, helping a person always to look for somebody to blame,
Right.
and the person say they will always end up blaming others, and so many cliches like subconscious mind, and people don't have a slightest idea. Let me tell you, because of now I know for sure, not like I have actually seen what subconscious mind in where it is coming from. I know
Hmm.
that if somebody, the moment somebody says subconscious mind, I always stop the person and I say it doesn't exist, and that shakes the
Okay.
person because I know
Yes.
what subconscious mind is actually. It's the human
Mm-hmm.
operating system, which I can read
Right.
with my plain eyes. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore I realized that these must be shared with people. Other people must be
Absolutely.
saved from entering into the ditch that I went on. I went into, and not only that,
Right.
I put my family through all that. For about 10 years or so, I was not able to provide to my children what they deserved in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a long
Okay.
time. So, yes, that's my journey. And fortunately, now you are seeing, uh, I am, well, I am a consultant, coach, a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
and I always call myself fortunate because I have like 2 3 companies where I
Hmm.
regularly visit, and I am not much
Yes.
in the market. I don't promote myself much because of these 3 company where I have long term commitments and long term contracts where I visit regularly and help their teams. One of them is a quite large company taken over by 2 companies are American, taken over by an
Okay.
American company, about 140 people, and
Okay.
the founders of that company, the leadership team is also
Mm-hmm.
so positive that they want me to be on board full time with them.
Right. Okay. So, sir, in all this, how did writing come about?
Well, writing is expression. It's about sharing.
Right.
Remember a rule. You you can only share what you have. That's rule number one.
Absolutely.
And rule number two is you will always share what you have.
Okay.
So
Uh,
writing, it's through writing I can, well, just to go little back in the stories that I shared with you. Many
mhm.
years I spent very solitary
Okay.
in very bad depressive state of mind, where I did
Hmm.
not have anybody to talk. I had so many to talk to, but I chose not to talk to. That's what the person does when person feels
Right.
depressed. And so writing was, and I recommend everybody, whether or not it's
Hmm.
not just to vent out your feelings, writing will create a great space inside you for
Hmm.
new ideas.
Right.
Okay, have you seen
Absolutely.
wells? Let us say tube wells. You have seen tube wells, have you? Haven't you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What happens when you extract water out of tube well?
There's more that comes in
Exactly.
from
So the
that same
same
place.
in our mind, the old ideas. Number one, that we are not yogis that who can control their flow of thoughts. We are yogis in
Absolutely.
happening. I call it. We are yogis in happening. So the flow of thought suffocates your mind like smoke in a closed room without any
Right.
ventilation. Hmm.
Yes.
So ventilation helps fresh air come in.
Absolutely.
Likewise, but if somebody says that there is a term in Ayurveda which is called vichar vayu. So
Right.
when a vichar becomes like a tornado like effect,
Hmm.
continuously whirling in the mind, it's called vichar vayu. The best remedy is put that thought in your on paper,
Okay.
and in the beginning use pen and paper. Let your body know that you are expressing it. So it
Okay.
has to be a physical action. Typing
Hmm.
may come eventually, and if
Okay.
typing is your natural way of writing, then of course use typing by all means, but do write.
Sure. So, sir, listening to your entire journey, there is so much of pressure that we put on kids, even the parents, the teachers, about
Yes.
you have to choose your subjects, you have to be a topper, be part of the top 10, otherwise, there is no future for you. What is your advice to the parents who are putting that kind of unnecessary pressure on their children?
Well, I have some opinions for also against this kind of upbringing. People may call me old-fashioned, but
Hmm.
I am not advocating putting pressure on children. But answer this question. And again, don't conclude, don't judge me or my thoughts or my thought
No,
process on
absolutely
based
agree.
on this answer. If Baba Alauddin Khan did not put pressure on young Ravi Shankar, would we have Pandit Ravi Shankar with us?
No, we wouldn't. But,
No.
you know, even without understanding what is the capability and,
Exactly.
the passion of
Exactly.
your child is.
Yes. So
So,
that's where you have answered it correctly. So
right,
when Baba Alauddin Khan put tremendous pressure on Pandit young Ravi Shankar, Nikhil, young Nikhil, or Baba Alauddin Khan, or Ali Akbar and Annapurna, he didn't put any pressure on Annapurna because she was a darling daughter. And Pannalal Ghosh or Timir Baran Bhattacharya or even Jyotin Bhattacharya, even Ustad Rashid Khan, my living favorite singer, Ustad Amir Khan, late Ustad Amir Khan, my all-time favorite singer. Their parents, even let's go to the sports world. The Williams sister, Serena and Venus,
right.
their fathers put tremendous pressure on them because, but they put pressure on them to bring the best out of them, and children knew that their talent was in that field. They had some natural.
Right.
So here I can create controversy by saying this because our children nowadays have been so vulnerable. They are very weak. They cannot sustain pressure. And
Yes.
you know why they cannot sustain pressure? Because this will be totally irrelevant. This may sound totally irrelevant. They are unable to sustain pressure and they complain to their counselors or school teachers, oh, my father is putting pressure on me, or my parents are putting on pressure on me. I am suffering from peer pressure. They are unable to take so much pressure because of they are physically weak.
Yes.
Physical activities are absent from their life.
Absolutely agreed.
They live in flats. Even if they don't live in flats, they have lost their touch with the ground.
Yes.
Okay, how many children of urban families you see playing on soil?
None at all.
There you
None
go.
at all.
So they have lost touch with the ground. Physically they are weak, or from the surface it looks like they are building muscles by going in gym, but they are just the muscular strength, the size of muscles.
Right.
the actual inner strength of their body comes by real by the games like kabaddi, hututu, kho kho, or even the दौड़ पकड़ जिसे कहते हैं हिंदी में हम. So
Yes,
ऐसी games जो जब होती थी, we didn't, like, as a child I had never heard of a teenage suicide. Never ever.
absolutely. Yes.
You will see that you will never see a labor committing suicide.
No.
Only those, farmers is a different story, but only those who are living in urban environment, too much pampered. On the surface they may look like building their muscles, okay, but from inside they're very weak. So from early
Yes.
childhood we have to put them on real, rigorous, enjoyable physical activities,
Agreed.
and that will help them take pressure. And after
Okay.
that we can only it is encouragement. In Baba
Yes.
Alauddin Khan's days it was different, but we can encourage them now. We can say, we can always show them their possibility. Look, child, I can see your possibility. And actually, in my seminar I have created a seminar called creating the space for a new possibility. If the child has
Okay.
created a possibility to be great somewhere there, you know that child will always make uh, his or her way to that destination. But if
Right.
he or she has not created that possibility, and if you put pressure on that, that unfortunately results in bad news.
Yes. Absolutely. So, sir, if I were to, ask you, what are
Hmm.
the kind of, skills are companies looking for when they're hiring, the freshers these days? Apart from the educational background, what are the kind of soft skills they're looking for?
Well, the soft skills are actually life skills. They are looking for the how much bold a person is, how much
Okay.
willing that person is, to initiate something new, then communication skills is vital.
Okay.
Innovation, how innovatively the person can think, that is also a must. They are it's in hot demand right now. Being
Mm-hmm.
able to write a brilliant code alone does not help. And
Okay.
communication skills means being able to put the idea across, and more than that, empathy. Are you willing
Okay.
to understand the other person?
Right.
So these are the skills. And how much connect, they don't ask for this, but let me tell
Okay.
you, in one line, if a person is connected with oneself,
Right.
is not far from oneself. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you can figure out what I'm trying to say. It's difficult to put in words, but the more I
Absolutely.
am connected to my real self, I will automatically become good at everything that the company is looking for.
Right.
So if I'm connected with my real self, I will be automatically free from fear.
Yes.
And that being free from fear alone invites so many good qualities in me. And that
Yes.
reflects in my behavior. That
Agreed.
automatically,
Absolutely
so,
agreed.
when companies, I make myself very unpopular by saying such things. I have inquiries about, sir, we want to conduct a communication seminar in our company. Can you come and teach communication to our staff? I said, don't waste your time teaching them communication. Help them connect with themselves, their real selves,
Yes.
and figure out what are the fears that they are facing in their life, they are suffering from there in life.
Yes.
So this one thing, the moment they are free from fear, their communication is automatically improved.
Absolutely.
After that, no need of body language, no need of so-called communication skills, no need of manipulating, and no need of questioning techniques. I have done everything.
Right.
I can teach everything. I have a list of about 1,000 questions, which you can ask differently. The so-called technique questions.
Right.
But if I am connected to myself, I am free from any anxiety, and the person comes in front of me, I can see the person transparently.
Yes.
After that, no matter what the person tries to manipulate, he or she cannot hide anything from me. And
Yeah.
likewise, if I am in front of you, talking candidly to you, without any fear, without any intention of manipulating, any intention of getting something from you, whatever that I want to convey, you will get it.
Absolutely.
Even in silence, you will get everything.
Yes.
So that's the real communication. I say, don't spend time, money, and energy learning communication. Use all that in connecting with yourself, your real self,
With yourself. Yes.
and everything will be sorted out itself.
I absolutely agree with you, sir. So,
Yeah.
sir, if I were to ask you one question, one tip that you
Yeah.
would want to give to the freshers who are
Hmm.
starting their career journey, considering you've seen so many ups and downs,
Oh,
and they're
yes.
born to, come in everybody's life. So, what is that one tip that you would suggest for them to keep in mind to be able to keep growing and not give up?
Okay. It's a, well, in a way, a question which is very difficult to answer easily. One tip.
Okay.
In fact, I put down something, in my notebook. I
Hmm.
was thinking about this afternoon. And what came in my mind, it may sound very spiritual, and some nowadays some people believe in spirituality, some people don't, but it doesn't matter. So if you don't believe in spirituality, ask yourself that, are you limited to this body only? You means you, and so let us say you means you and your mind. So thought. And when a person says that, yes, I am only this body, I say, while driving, are you able? I've met some very experienced driver, me alone. If you put a tiny something like something like supari on the road,
Right.
and I am
Hmm.
driving, and if you say that you have to drive at the speed of 60 or so, and you have to crush this supari, you have to go over. So your tire should go over that supari, and I am
Okay.
driving a big car. So with
Hmm.
experience of like over 20 years of driving, now I am able to do that.
Correct.
I can take the other wheel, not this side of the wheel, the passenger side wheel from over that supari. I can do that.
Right.
And so that means my existence, with so much experience, with so much practice with my car, while I am driving, the entire car becomes my part. So
Absolutely.
my existence expands, you know, to the full extent of the car.
Yes.
And I know what is happening in which corner of the car, my attention. Likewise, when we experience so much with life, so much experience that go with with our practice, with our attention is a keyword here. Have we paid attention to the sounds, they which are going through throughout 24 hours around us?
Yes.
So our existence does expand in accordance with our understanding.
Absolutely.
That is us, not just this body. Hmm.
Right.
So I always say to teach my students and even to my children that never ever limit yourself to this body and this mind. You are much more than that.
Right.
This is just rationally. This is for a person who doesn't believe in Atman, who doesn't believe
Yeah.
in consciousness beyond this body. But if you readily subscribe to this idea that yes, the existence does expand, does go beyond this body and mind, the limits are quite far. In that
Hmm.
case, I always say that always consider yourself an independent existence from this body. This body is just a machine or just a vehicle that you are given, and
Right.
operate from that level, and you will never go wrong. Also, I have coined a word called nirvirod grahanshilta.
What does that mean? Nirvirod, I understand.
Okay, nirvirod grahanshilta. So while I'm listening to something, I like a videotape, just a metaphor. I'm doing a video.
Right.
In video, the videotape does not discriminate between good and bad. Whatever goes in front of the lens, it gets captured, and the
Absolutely.
editor decides whether to keep that scene or not.
Yes.
So likewise, be 24 hour, make your entire existence. So we have the video camera has only one channel, let us say two, sound and light.
Right.
We have five channels that the information is coming in all the time.
Yes.
You are saying something, so while listening, I should not have any filter up, everything should be down.
Okay.
Nirvirod means no virod at all.
Right.
If you tell me that Prahlad, I have an elephant right in front of me in my room, I will not say no.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will, even in my mind, I will not even say that, oh, I know. Oh, yes. I can see that elephant. I can see the shadow. Nothing, no satire, not a single retaliation. If you can achieve this, if you, and that comes, where everybody is like this. But with time, with the fear factor that kicks in as we grow up from a child, with fear that so much bad things has come to us, that our filters are always open. So be free from fear. Nothing can spoil you. Let everything come in. Ano bhadraha kratavo yantu vishwatah. From all the directions, let the noble thoughts come to us. And I say noble and immoral. Let them come to me. It's me. I will process. So if you
Absolutely.
can achieve that nirvirod grahanshilta and free from fear, and if you can free yourself from fear, you know, you will wonder, what you will achieve in your life.
Yes.
So what I write down, let me read what I wrote down in my notebook today. Whatever you do from the point of being an Atman,
Okay.
not this identity. Not limit yourself to this identity of
To
you are
the
Neha, I am Prahlad. Okay. The
yes.
first and last question you must be able to answer in a resounding yes is your education for a greater good of your student and of the humanity? So that's the last tip
Agreed.
I would say. And if you ask me how to get rid of fear, then I can say that, very simple technique to get rid of fear. Do some yogasana, but do matsyasan particularly.
Okay. Why that, sir?
Matsyasan involves Padmasan as well. So
Yes.
do Padmasan by first you put your right foot on the thigh and then left foot, and then you sleep and do the Matsyasan, and then again get up and do the same Padmasan with left foot first and then right foot, and do again twice. So if you can do Matsyasan for just 3 minutes, no more than that, you can build up gradually. Don't try to achieve it in the first day or on the
No,
first day, because you may
absolutely.
end up hurting yourself. But
Yes.
Matsyasan, well, it's a guru figure had told me. That's why Prahlad, Matsyasan helps tremendously to get rid of the fear. So if
Okay.
somebody, this is my a tip. If somebody is suffering from fear and anger, actually anger is nothing but expression of fear.
Fear. Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to get rid
Absolutely.
of fear and anger, do Matsyasan, and within 3 months you will have significantly got rid of that significantly,
Okay.
if not fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is, a very, very valuable advice because
Thank you.
we are surrounded by fear of various things coming towards us every step of the way. And
And sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. This is not very much because of we have short time. I have to interrupt here and do Brasrika pranayam 60 times. So 20 plus 20 plus 20. Do it 20 times and then 1 minute
okay,
rest or 30-second rest. Then again another 20 times. Then another 20 times. Every
okay,
evening, empty stomach. You mean
okay.
before your dinner? That
Hmm.
Brasrika, rigorous Brasrika, and be rigorous. I'm deliberately using that word rigorous, unless your doctor has not your doctor has advised against doing it. If somebody is a
Okay.
heart patient or blood pressure patient, then I would say always consult your doctor first. But
Hmm.
Brasrika will balance your hormonal imbalance, will iron
Okay.
out the hormonal imbalance because of the stress that we have accumulated throughout the day.
Throughout the day. Yes.
So we don't want to
So,
go to bed with all the stress in your mind, in our mind.
yes.
So Brasrika helps get rid of the negative emotions, but
Hmm.
not in one day. You have to do it regularly.
Absolutely. Yes.
And
It's
also
like starting to
sweating,
plant the seed.
sweating is must.
Okay.
Physical, I mean, not in Brasrika, but something like running, jogging, walking or doing cardiovascular exercise, Surya
Hmm.
Namaskar, which that can tremendously help our body and mind also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today
Thank you.
and sharing such valuable advice. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So that was Mr. Prahlad Joshi sharing with us his journey, how he managed to turn all his hardships, all the obstacles that he faced right from his schooling into his strengths and found a way to persevere and keep going forward and finding a path to be successful in his life. I hope you've learned something from here, and I hope you use the advice that he's given about using the various asanas for, relieving your stress and relieving the fear that you have inside you. Whether you accept it or not is something that you will understand in your own time, in your own journey. But believe it from the people who've experienced, who've, spent years of their careers doing various stuff, that it is there, it is present in everyone. If you have any questions from Mr. Prahlad Joshi, do write to us in the comments below and we'll get back to you. Also, do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Thank you.